says he caught it.
I think he did catch it. It's just a question of whether he was in bounds or not. Watch
did he
his
get
throw.
a foot in? And there's the challenge flag is out. What a catch.
Oh!
And he's got a foot in. He's got two in. That is a touchdown.
That might be one of the most unbelievable plays I've seen. Never mind the moment that it's in. Just the fact that he caught that one-handed and got the foot down.
That second one was out, but the first one was definitely in. Right there. Control. Remember high school, this isn't pro. He doesn't have to survive the ground. I think he did anyway.
Over near that line as the pitch comes in, and it's hit to third and past Crowder. Here comes Brown. She will score. The ball rattling around in the corner, and Masoner is at second, makes a long turn. Greenfield got it in. She threw it over the head of the cutoff man, but the third baseman Crowder was there to back it up. RBI double off the bat of Olivia Masoner, and University takes a 1-0 lead.
Just right inside that chalk line down the left field side. Nice try by Carly Crowder, but no way she was going to get that ball. It was hit hard by Olivia Masoner. A double scores our first run of the ball game.
Masoner moved up in the order for this contest. She was bumped up from 5 to 3, and that decision pays off for University as Masoner comes to the plate with a runner on in the third, and she delivers a run-scoring base hit.
Thomas. Morgantown down 2. Izzy Everett ties it at 28.
His first basket of the day, Tony.
Spring Mills has 2 timeouts remaining.
I think you got to take one right here. So far, Luke Sample's letting them play.
They're going to go for a state championship. We're going to overtime. Second title game here today will go to overtime as the shot from outside does not find the mark. Locked at 28 apiece.
Brodegard to the plate. This is on the ground to the shortstop. Hatfield will take it to second himself. And the Wheeling Central Maroon Knights celebrates a Class AA state championship. The dog pile is on. Final score, Wheeling Central 7, Philip Barber nothing. A masterful pitching performance by Stephen Brodegard this afternoon. I think he was on the bottom of that dog pile, as a matter of fact.
St. Patrick's Day isn't until Monday, right? But the luck and skill of the Irish today to start this championship Saturday.
And we are about to get the 2025 high school football season underway from Tony Lewis Field here in Morgantown. A Quad A matchup. Of course, last year there were just 16 Quad A teams, so every single team in the classification made the playoffs. This year it's expanded slightly, but still you have some work to do to get into the playoffs. And we are set to go as the talcum powder flies. You see it in the top right-hand corner of your screen from the Morgantown High student section, which is packed tonight. And here we go, Sisk on the run-up. It is a short kickoff taken by one of the up men at the 19-yard line. WHAR. This is a special edition of West Virginia Outdoors, live from the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show at Mylan Park. The Outdoor Sports Show is underway. It's going until 7 o'clock tonight. Let's head to the stage for the special presentation of West Virginia Outdoors, live on WHAR. Here is your host, Chris Lawrence.
Thank you, Kyle Wiggs, and welcome in, everybody, to the 2026 West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show here at Mylan Park. Glad to have all of you folks here, and so many of you that listen on Saturday morning have come up and talked about that, and you have no idea how much I appreciate the fact that so many of you listen and love the outdoors, and it's sort of like a get-together of like-minded folks here this weekend. As Kyle mentioned, the doors are open, and they're here until 7 o'clock tonight. Open again tomorrow as well. $12 gets you in the door. Ages 6 to 12 get in for $5, and under 6 get in for free. So bring the whole family, because there's lots to see and do here today with regard to hunting and fishing. So you'll need to bring the whole family, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And we'll get into a lot of the things that are going on here at Mylan Park this weekend with regards to this show over the course of the next 2 hours. We'll be on the air with you until 10 o'clock. Also want to thank the guys at Metro News TV, as we're on there today as well. So if you're listening into the Metro News TV channel, we appreciate that as well. I'm joined by the two ramrods of the show here, Rochelle Beatty and Kelly Ayersman. I heard Dave Allen this week call you guys the Fun Girls.
He did.
That's exactly what we are.
Name.
A lot of people, I mean, this show just doesn't happen in a couple of weeks. I mean, you guys are literally working on this thing year-round.
We're already working on next year's show.
How about that?
So, yeah.
How many years has this been going on? I know that we took it over, I think this is our 3rd year of running it, but 4th year running. Okay, and previously it had been running under other management, but they really built it up to what it is, and then we've taken it or tried to take it to the next level. Talk about what that's been like.
Well, this is the 24th year for the show itself, and actually the 5th year since we've taken it over. The first year we took it over, we doubled the event space. So,
That's right.
That was a big undertaking.
Yeah, this part of it, I think, was under construction the first year.
was.
The first year I was here.
It was.
Yes, it was.
So, yeah, and that has really allowed this to expand, because you're at the mercy of how much room you have to show things off.
Absolutely, and vendors want in. They're already starting to fill our books for next year, but we love having this many vendors. We love the vendors, our new vendors, our old vendors. We love seeing everybody come in. We share an ultimate goal is to get people outside.
And a great sign that that the show is working is when they rebook for next year, because these guys travel around the country and it costs them money to be here, so they need to make sure that it's worth their money to come and do this. And a lot of that has to do with our listeners who come and buy the lures, buy the rods and reels, buy the ammunition, book their trips. That's the kind of stuff, and everybody grows together with this.
Absolutely, yeah, and especially now, today's a perfect day. Beautiful. It's been a long, long winter. We are ready to get back outdoors. We are ready to go hunting. We're ready to go fishing, ATVing, getting your RVs. We're so ready for all of this.
Yeah, that's the neat part of this show, is that the end we are on here at the stage is sort of like the 10 by 12, the 10 by 10 booths that are out here with the various lure makers and apparel vendors and the hunting and fishing trips that you can book and things like that. The other end is where the big toys are stored, and we're talking about tractors and ATVs and campers and boats and that sort of thing.
And trout fishing.
And trout fishing. I was going to get to that. The Academy Sports Trout Pond is back there. Now, how does one go about getting to go back there and fish?
You just go back and get in line, and everybody has a certain amount of time to catch a fish, and if you catch a golden trout, then you win an IHOP gift card.
An IHOP gift card. How about that? Well, that's a lot of fun. Now, that thing draws a lot, particularly the youngins. Bring the kids along and let them have a jump on that.
I don't know about that, Chris. I was over there at the trout pond, and there were more adults fishing than there were kids.
So it's not just for kids. I mean,
It's
anybody
not
can
just
fish
for
there that
kids.
wants to.
Anybody.
How about that? Have you all been back there and fished yet?
Rochelle almost caught a golden.
Almost.
Almost.
You see,
And it was this big.
I was going to say, I was wondering if you knew how to do that, because it's supposed to, it grows every time you tell the story.
Right.
So you do understand that. And the neat thing about this is, in all seriousness, we have people that are vendors here from literally around the world.
Absolutely, all over the world. We have outfitters here from the Midwest, from New Mexico, from Canada, from South Africa. So wherever you want to go, find that vendor, book a trip. They are booking up fast.
I noticed, for instance, I saw a guy who guides trips in the Outer Banks, for deep sea fishing. Everybody goes on vacation to the beach, and a lot of people around here go to the Outer Banks. Why not one day on your beach trip this summer, go talk to that guy and get to know him and see what he's got to offer, and take one day from your beach trip and go deep sea fishing?
Yeah, that'd be Captain White over here. He's right out of Mineo over in the Outer Banks. Book with him. He has a great charter. We go down every year, so yeah, absolutely book with him.
And then you don't have to worry about dinner that night.
Exactly. Yeah, because they actually clean the catch for you. It's pretty cool.
Exactly.
So how often do you go fishing, Rochelle?
I have been deep sea fishing multiple times,
Oh,
actually.
have you?
I have,
Okay.
yes.
How about you, Kelly?
I have not. I've sent my husband, who caught a shark.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you go have that for dinner that night, or?
No, they wouldn't clean up the shark and give it to us.
But I do go once a year here. So
Good for you.
At least that.
That's awesome. Yeah, if you've never experienced a deep sea fishing trip, I would highly recommend it. They're a lot of fun.
Yep.
Plus, if you find yourself going north, Great Lakes have a lot of outfitters here. If you've always wanted to take a hunt out west or to Canada, or like Kelly mentioned, if you want to go overseas to hunt Africa, there's people here that can make that happen. You just go have a conversation with them, and there might be several ones, so you can shop around the one that best fits your budget and what you want to do, and get to know that person. That way, you're not booking a trip online, or you're not booking it over the phone and have never met the person that's going to take you hunting and fishing. That's real important.
Right, and it's where you want to go. If you have the idea, hey, I want to go to the Midwest and hunt, we got a Midwest trophy hunters back here. They'll take you out and hunt. If you want a charter out of Erie, they're around. If you want a charter in the Chesapeake, they're around. So just pick your place, go find your vendor, and book with them. Yeah,
your hunter from Illinois, you were mentioning about the Midwest hunts. He was on with me this morning on the regular West Virginia Outdoors. Cool guy. He mentioned the fact that he goes, the hunt is free. You pay $3,500 for the humor. For the comedy, that's what
commentary.
You pay for. Yeah, the commentary is what you pay for. Well, girls, you guys have done another bang-up job here this weekend. There's lots of folks that are rolling in here, and like I said, the doors are open until 7 tonight. What are the hours tomorrow?
9 to 4 tomorrow.
9 to 4 tomorrow. So if you can't get out this afternoon, come see us tomorrow, or come both days. Maybe you can't get it all in one day.
Absolutely.
Even better.
Come buy a ticket. You can get a stamp on your hand. You can come back tomorrow.
Now, throughout the day as well, we mentioned the trout pond, but here on the stage where we are, after I'm done, we've got several other events, and there's a list of them over there, but hit me some of the high points of the seminars that are going to be happening.
Today at 12:15, we have a 3 Guys Before the Game show live.
Really?
Yes, with special guest Honor Huff.
Tony can tell you about the time he killed a wild boar.
I have heard that story.
We've heard the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
The boar gets bigger.
But you can never hear it enough.
Never. You can never.
Tony will
hear
never
Tony's
tell
story.
you either that before he went, I coached him on how to take the shot.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Got
So be sure and ask him about that part of it.
He dropped that part out of the story.
It's odd, isn't it? That's why I'm here, to make sure that blank gets filled in. So, girls, it's good to see y'all.
You too. Thank you for having us, and thank you for being here.
Sure thing. Rochelle Beatty and Kelly Ayersman from WVRC Media. We've got a lot more to come. We're on the air here until till noon today. We're going to have a conversation with a lot of people that have vendors here today. So sit back and listen, and then come out and see us for this afternoon. I'm Chris Lawrence, and you're listening to a special edition of West Virginia Outdoors on WAJR.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Basketball season is rolling, baby. Tony here, and I'm feeling the groove.
Brad here checking in, and when the hoops are flying, it's full court fun at Gomart.
That's right, the Groovy Hoops promotion is on now. Take your shot to earn bonus reward points and tokens when you purchase one of 6 specially marked items.
Collect all 6 tokens for an additional 2,000 points. Sign up for Gomart Rewards and watch your points soar like a slam dunk in platform shoes.
Go to Gomart.com or check the app for all the details. Stay groovy. On the next State of Minds.
I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
Coming up today at noon, UConn against Marquette. At 3:45, Wisconsin against Purdue. 6:30 tonight, Duke against North Carolina. All here on WAJO.
It sits above the mantle on a cup of rust.
So you got questions for me?
It's worth a bunch of money, but damn sure ain't for sale.
Welcome back to a special edition of West Virginia Outdoors. Chris Lawrence with you, and we are at Mylan Park for the Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. Hopefully you'll get an opportunity to come by. Before we talk more about the show, though, I want to say hello to Cecilia Workman, who is with, I'll just let you tell us who you're with.
Hello, everybody. My name is Celia. I am with Candlewood Suites in Morgantown University area.
Candlewood Suites, the official hotel of the Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. Stayed there myself last night.
Did you really?
Comfortable, clean room. Temperature was perfect. The thermostat worked. The water was clean. Everything had plenty of towels.
Yeah.
And it's not just a hotel room. It's a full-size suite.
Yes, yeah, and it does so much more than just sleep you there. It's for extended stay, so it's built for, people who need to stay somewhere and make that their home. So.
Yeah, if you're a contractor and you're with the carpenter or the pipe fitters or something, and you come in here to work on a job building something, because so much is getting built around here, that's a great place to stay for a month or 6 months if you need to.
Really, yeah. We have people. We had one guest who stayed for, right about till we opened, and she's been there ever since. So.
Yeah, it's literally a temporary home.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's more than just a hotel room. It's kind of a temporary home.
Absolutely.
Do you all do laundry service, or how? And for somebody who is doing an extended stay, how often do you come in and clean the room?
Okay, so yeah, that's a great question. Actually, we do cleaning service once every week, so every 7 days. We do that just so we don't disturb you guys, because like you said, it is your home. So we don't want to come in there and bother you every day like regular housekeeping service would be. So yeah, we do it weekly, and yeah.
Every unit has a stove. It has a sink. It has does it have a dishwasher? I didn't notice.
Yes, it does have a dishwasher, stove,
and
sink.
a refrigerator.
Yep,
and it's a full-size refrigerator.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's a full-size kitchen. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got basically a kitchenette. It's a studio apartment, really, is what it is.
It really is. Yeah. So. We have suites that have separate bedrooms, so it's really like you have your room and then the living room and your kitchen. It's all separate. It's so nice. I personally stay in Candlewoods all the time. I'm going to stay at the one in Washington soon. I love them.
Candlewood Suites. Stop by and see it. Cecilia Workman, I'm sorry you got delayed getting here, but I'm glad we got you on.
Yep, there's an accident on the interstate, you guys.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
There she is, Cecilia Workman with Candlewood Suites here in Morgantown. If you need to stay here for more time than you thought, then you need to give them a call. Thank you. Now let's shift gears, and we're bringing a longtime friend of mine from Bugsy's Baits. Is Bugsy. Bugsy, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing awesome, Chris.
Good to have you here this weekend. You've become a fixture at this show.
We love coming to these shows, especially the ones where you're attending and announcing. So we love it.
I appreciate you being here. Tell me about the latest and greatest Bugsy's Baits. You've got them all laid out on the table here. Explain a little bit about them.
Yeah, so what I wanted to touch on yesterday downtown Morgantown. I was getting Subway, and I noticed the river was pretty dirty, and I thought, you know what, I need to cover that in the seminar or something tomorrow. And what I've got here, Chris, is some trick worms, and you can wacky rig these, okay? Just 1/4 ounce, straight shank jig, and we got several colors that show up. We got the lime truce, the methylate, and the bubblegum June bug, which is AKA pink. And if we
No,
say
you never
pink,
say pink in
they
the lures.
won't buy it, right?
No, it's bubble gum. You're right.
And then we have a couple other colors that are dark. So dark colors, dark water. So we got a black neon, and then we got a red shad, kind of old school. And also in that dirty water, we can throw one of these blue light custom tackle jigs. They're one of our other vendors here, one of our good buddies. So we thought we'd promote their product too. So we have this skirted jig that has one of my small creature baits on it, black, blue. So that'll show up really good in the water as well.
I tell you what, if you're doing any night fishing, those are fantastic. Black-blue combination at night is super.
Yes. And basically, come over to the booth. We've got these products here. They're $10 a bag. If you buy 5, we give you 1 free. And I'm going to touch on the kids casting, Chris.
Absolutely.
Come out and see us. We got some medals. We got some prizes. And if 4 years to 14, we like to teach the kids how to cast.
Your story is pretty unique too. You're an engineer. You work for Chrysler, but then you said, you know what, I'm going to make my own baits. How did you evolve into this?
Yeah, as you know, Chris, when I grew up around the Mara Fork, Whitesville area, the Big Coal River, and the little tributaries that run into the small creeks and stuff, I used to throw those little rooster tails and mep spinners and stuff and catch a lot of little small fish. And I just always had this idea, Chris, I wanted to launch my own bait and do it. And when I moved to Michigan and got my engineering job in Chrysler headquarters, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do that. So I'm doing it.
That's very cool. You mentioned the bubblegum color there that nobody will buy a pink lure. The thing of it is, once fish start biting it, it doesn't matter what you call it. If fish are eating it, you'll use it.
You'll use a whole pack.
Yeah,
so you got to buy 5 packs of them.
Now, the chartreuse, I've got a great story about that.
Lime truce.
Sorry about that. My son and I, Hank and I, went to Canada a few years ago, and we started just slaying smallmouth, but we were on this remote lake that we literally had to be flown into by a seaplane, and we had 1 pack of that color. And that was all that, you couldn't throw it in the water.
Oh, yeah.
And they were tearing them up, literally. And we used up that whole
You
pack.
ran out of
We
them.
ran out of them, and
Yeah.
we're 100 miles from civilization, so we were literally picking little pieces up that had fallen on the boat.
Oh, yeah.
And just sticking them on the end, and they were still hitting.
That's why you need to buy 10 packs of these.
Exactly. And the next time I went back to Canada, I did buy 10 or 15 packs of those.
Exactly.
They wouldn't touch them.
Exactly.
You just never know what they're
You
going to
never know, so we try to sell different contrasts and different water clarities to the customers. So we got you covered, folks.
Exactly. Stop by and see him, Bugsy's Bait. Bugsy, always a pleasure to see you, brother.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Bugsy. Stop by and see him. Let's shift gears now and talk about custom rods. David Walls with Ridge Runner Custom Rods is here. How are you, brother?
All right. How you doing, sir?
I am doing well. I think I told people, but I don't know that the listeners here in Morgantown heard the story. You made a custom rod for me not too long ago and literally put the West Virginia Outdoors logo and the Metro News logo on the rod. That was, and thank you for that. That was a wonderful gift.
Yes, sir. That's one of the features we can do.
Yeah. And it's so versatile. If people, there's so many things that you don't think about with a rod that can be customized. Everybody just buys one off the shelf at a sporting goods store and goes to work. But I think if you have a conversation with people, that they probably don't realize how many different things you can adjust on that rod to fit their preference.
Correct. It's all about ergonomics, and everybody doesn't mold the same, isn't fish the same, and we can literally change handles, make the grips larger, smaller, sanding. We're a full custom shop, and we can do it however you need, or if you've got an old rod, we can actually turn it into what you're wanting.
Now, everybody wants a high-end rod, or if they use high-end rods, and I'm talking about the G. Loomis, St. Croix, some of the higher-end products, you don't necessarily have their blanks, but you have the blanks they use, right?
Correct. We G. Loomis makes a blank called Norfolk Composites, and that's what we use to build their blanks. And it is right off the same assembly line, right off the same molds, same as St. Croix and Fenwick and the others. And then we have other blanks that you will never actually hear about because it's for the rod building community. So they are just as good. They are just as powerful, top quality.
Talk about the guides on there, because the blank obviously comes without them. So you've got some choices there as well.
Correct. You've got some of the top brands right now is Fuji, Alps, American Tackle, and you've got all different types of guides out there. It's not the old, what they called cone of flight, meaning it's just one guide all the way down, and it's a lot better. Some of your American Tackle, the microwave guides, the titanium, it will withstand braid. It's not going to groove out. They are really a top-notch brand.
That's one of the things you got to watch, because so many times, I mean, the old ceramic guides, if you're not paying attention, you'll hit it on something, and suddenly that ceramic insert is gone, and all of a sudden your line is running over a rough metal surface, and that's never good when that 5-pounder hits and you've got a frayed line.
Correct, and a lot of times people don't realize this, but bass guys keep them in their rod lockers, and that rod locker will heat up. Well, they are put in by heat and pressure. So when you take that out, if you catch it, that's how a lot of times that ceramic guide pops out, is because it's been heated up.
I had no idea about that, but you're right. It does get, summertime, man, it gets warm in there.
Yes, it does.
So now let's talk a little bit about the butt of the rod, because in the old days, it was one piece behind the reel all the way to the end, but now it's like there's a piece of material, and then there's more rod blank, and then there's another ball at the end of it. Some people prefer that. I'm a little more old school. I like it to be one piece all the way to the end, the way I grew up using rods. You can do either one, right?
Correct. That's the old one-piece handle. The one you're referring to is called a split grip.
Okay.
And a lot of people will literally take two hands and double haul, and that way helps them throw it longer casts. That is just a total option.
The other thing that I've run into is I'll get one that'll have a butt so long that it's hard to work it because it keeps hitting my body. So you can shorten that down for flipping and pitching, and you can work it around your body a lot easier.
Correct. That's the modifications we can do on a rod that you like, but you want it changed just a little bit. We can actually cut it down, put a new butt grip on there, or build you one to your ergonomics.
The other thing that's really important, and you don't see it as much anymore in the factory-produced rods, is you don't see a lot of cork used anymore.
No.
I love the cork, but it's just not as common anymore.
It's not as common, plus it is so expensive right now. There's two things that have dominated the cork industry. That's ladies' shoes.
And wine.
And, well, cork flooring is number one now.
Oh, okay.
Wine is number three. Wine gets the top grade. And you don't get the number one grades anymore that we used to get. But we do get cork rings. I still get them and literally build the handle. Again, glue them all together and articulate on a wood lay.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I grew up with the cork grip, and I just like it so much better than the new synthetic stuff or composite stuff that they make.
Right. The foam, the EVA, the wind grips, the rubberized, it all dampens in your hand, and you don't get that sensitivity like cork does.
Or it can get slick if it's raining or something, and you can set the hook and lose your grip, and the whole thing goes in the drink.
Correct.
You don't want that either.
No, you don't.
And I've had that happen. So.
No.
David Walls, Ridge Runner Custom Rod. Stop by and see him and let him build a rod for you. Take all the specifications and have a conversation about what would be your ideal rod. My man here can produce it. Before I let you go, we mentioned the fact that you put Metro News and the West Virginia Outdoors logo, that you can put anything that people want on there. You can put a name, you can put somebody's birthday, whatever. Anything you want, you can put it, right?
Correct. Any full custom, if it is proprietary or copyrighted, we have a lady and does all that, the legal stuff, and then we get the proper decals.
Gotcha. David Walls, Ridge Runner Custom Rods. Appreciate you coming by, and good to see you this weekend.
Thank you, sir.
He's one of the vendors here at the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. And like I said, come by and give him your specs and get yourself a rod made. You'll be glad that you did. We got to take another break, but we've got much more to come on this special edition of West Virginia Outdoors, live at the Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show on WAJR.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
Coverage from the Girls State Basketball Tournament, 9 a.m. on Thursday. Morgantown against Cabell Midland, 1 o'clock on Thursday. University of Parkersburg, here on WHAO.
We welcome you back to West Virginia Outdoors. Chris Lawrence with you. It's a special edition of the show this weekend. We are live at the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show here at Mylan Park. They'll be here till 7 o'clock tonight, and then hours of 9 to 4 tomorrow. You can stop by and see them on Sunday as well. Folks walking around and milling through and looking at all the fantastic vendors that are in place here. And one of the guys that I'm a longtime friend with, and I tell you what, this organization is really cool, is the West Virginia Trappers Association. Mike Gray from right here in Morgantown is on the horn with us here. How you doing, brother?
Oh, good, Chris. Thanks for having us.
It is so good to see you, and I know that you're sort of making a bit of a sacrifice because right now the rest of the organization's having the big fur sale down in Glenville.
That's correct.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that event, though, because that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. West Virginia, actually, we're like the only auction in the country now that still does a traditional auction where you bring your pelts in. There's a 2-day period that you can bring your hides, your finished hides. And what they do, they grade, everybody gets graded, they go into lots. So at the end of the commissions, all the lots are auctioned off by bundle, and then they're divided off by the individual number of pelts. So every fur gets sold. You don't have to worry about taking stuff back with you. And since it's done in this manner, you have different buyers bidding on your particular pelts. So there's no favoritism, and doesn't matter if you're the first one that consigned or the last one consigned. Everybody's pelt, whether brought in that lot at the end of the auction, gets the same price. You in your all's booth here, you've got a number of pelts hanging up there, and these are finished. And is that what they generally look like when you're done trapping, and you've stretched them out and tanned them and dried them? Well, when they're going to sale, some of the hides. Raccoon, most of your water species also is sold with the fur side in. Fox, coyotes, bobcats, they're sold with the fur out because there's different ways that they grade them. I got you. And I come to your all's rendezvous every fall because there's just so many great guys there that have such a wide knowledge of the outdoors, which I think is something about the trappers. You can't fake being a trapper. If you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to be very successful. That's true, Chris. And there's so much you can learn if you go to your all's event down there. With regard to the fur sale, I don't know if you're going to get rich selling fur anymore because the price of it is really not what it was maybe 30 or 40 years ago. But there still is demand for it overseas, basically, isn't it? Yeah. There's a global market in it still. Now with the stuff happening now in the Middle East, that's going to have some negative effect on us, but it is a global market. Yeah, I
I think it was, I don't know who it was. I think it was a fur buyer that I talked to at the event back in the fall. And he said one of the things that had happened was that the beaver had jumped up in price because I think that particular fur is used to make those hats that were made popular by Yellowstone.
That's absolutely correct.
That thing really did a lot to help the trapping industry.
And actually, talking about hats, the skunk prices skyrocketed last year. There's I wish I could recall the name of it, but it's a ceremonial hat in the Jewish faith for a festival, and they had none. They tried different hides like deer hide, tried to dye it, because it took a black and white color scheme, and and deer does not dye well, and so skunk prices soared, and actually the prices on skunk now is still up.
Yeah, we could talk all day about the various aspects of trapping, but before I let you go, in the event you trap a skunk, how do you make sure that you take care of that situation without coming out of there that nobody will ever come near you again?
Chris, there's no guarantees. and you may think you have it off of you.
Yeah.
Walk into a Kroger somewhere.
Walk into that Kroger's to buy as much tomato juice as they have on the shelf, right?
Well, actually, there are recipes. It's usually peroxide based with baking soda, and Dawn dish liquid is one of the things that they use because it's mild. But if you can avoid it to begin with, you're better off.
Yeah, you're probably right. So very, very carefully is how you dispatch a skunk or release it, whatever your plans are.
That's correct.
Do it very quick, very carefully. Mike Gray with the West Virginia Trappers Association. They have a booth set up here. And if you had any interest in trapping or hanging out with a really great group of people, the Trappers are definitely one that you'd want to look into and get involved with. Man, it's good to see you.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, Mike Gray there with the West Virginia Trappers. Shifting gears, you probably can hear in the background, there's probably a dozen folks in here that are either the turkey call makers or they're selling them. And the way you sell turkey calls is you run them. And everybody in the room is running them. And one of them has come up to run them on the radio with us is Chris Cook from Ohio Ridge Outdoors. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm well. Where are you from, and how did you get started in this business?
Yeah, so we are actually out of Lancaster, Ohio. It's about 45 minutes southeast of Columbus, Ohio. How I got started in this business, I was a competition turkey caller. Competition turkey called for years growing up, from the youth all the way to the adult. I've called in NWTF, Nashville, Tennessee. And so in woodshop in high school, I was like, I was calling for different companies and so on, and I was like, you know what, I want to start making my own turkey calls. So woodshop in high school, I designed a turkey call, started making it, and then I got with a group of good boys outside of high school, and then we took off. In 2018 or 2017, we developed the name Ohio Ridge Outdoors, and since then it's taken off. We're on all social medias, platforms. We have became an outfitter. We have about 4,800 acres leased in southern Ohio. We have cabins. People come in and hunt with us.
How about that? Okay. So, and you make all of these calls in your shop?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have. I brought a couple up here to demonstrate with you. So we have what's called our hoot gobble. This is a hoot call for an owl call, and it gobbles at the end of it.
And that'd be a locator call you would use in the morning, right at daylight?
Correct. Yes, correct. Yeah. So the owl hoot is primarily used in the morning. Of the owl is on the limb. You're hooting owling to it, and then it gobbles at the end of it. So if you don't get that shot gobble from the owl hoot call, you go ahead and you gobble at them, and then they'll shot gobble back at you.
Can you hit it for us one time then?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. This is the hoot gobble. Here we go. And there's the gobble at the end. Very nice. Now, you know, when you do that in the woods, you look like you know what you're doing. You do that in this room, and you're like, what is that guy doing?
Exactly.
Or if you do it, like he said, in Kroger's.
Exactly. I've had several people looking at me, and I even do it driving down the road, and you can imagine the looks I get in my truck. They wonder what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing that who gobble, I'm saying who cooks for you, who cooks for you all.
Yeah. Oh, for you all. Okay.
Yep. And then at the end, I just do ticka ticka, and it gobbles.
Yeah. Now, you've got a handheld call there as well. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so this right here is our all-cedar push-button call. This is very familiar with the old-timers. When I say old-timers,
Right.
I'm not saying old people. I'm saying the guys that are traditionally, they've been turkey hunting for their whole life. They grew up on a push-button, and I actually had a guy, my woodshop teacher came to me and said, hey, I need you to design me a push-button call. And so after that, I designed one in woodshop, and they kind of took off. These are 100% waterproof. You never have to put chalk on them, and all you do is press the button, and they call. So with this, you can purr.
Nice.
You can yelp. And all kinds of different variations to the call.
Now, what is the idea? Because all of the guys that I talk to that make these, everybody's got their own theory about how this is, what sounds better. But why cedar? Why was that your wood of choice there?
So I use Purple Heart, mahogany, and cedar. This cedar one, for the radio, it's a little bit more sharper. It's a little bit more crisp. I figured you'd be able to hear it a little bit better. Cedar's just a nationally, everybody knows cedar.
Mhm.
It's very, very pretty as well, and it's a hardwood. It's a little bit of the softer hardwood, so it's really easy to design and cut down.
You mentioned the fact that you were a competition caller, and the ultimate competition, if you're a turkey hunter, is to convince the turkey. Correct. And it's interesting that it's so much more forgiving. Your calling ability is so much more forgiving by turkeys than it is judges.
Correct. Yeah, very much correct. And so like I said, I competition turkey called for years. When I got super busy into making the turkey calls, I kind of got away from that because I'm dealing with so much with customers, clients, going on different hunts. We guide, and you're right. The ultimate contest is the turkey.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we've gotten away from that. We're too busy trying to win competitions, and we're not hunting enough.
Yeah, exactly. So my biggest competition in the woods are, can I get a youth out every season? Who can I take out that hasn't been in many years? And how many states can I go to?
Very cool. You also brought a mouth call here. Since you brought it, I'm gonna let you put it in there and run it for us this morning. Now, I'm sure that you've got probably a variation of that is your very own, correct?
Correct. So what I'm going to demonstrate for you now is our bat wing. It's a 2-reed bat wing. I just opened it up this morning. It's not broke in, but I can yelp with it, cluck with it, gobble with it. I can do pretty much whatever I need to do in the woods. I also, on my other one, I can owl hoot. I can coyote call. I can do pretty much everything.
Okay. How about that? Very nice. Do you? There was some raspiness to that. So is that designed to mimic an older turkey?
Correct. So like a boss hen.
Pick your mic up there so we can hear you.
Yes, sir. So that's like a boss hen. My favorite one is the combo cut, which has a really high front end. I prefer that. I just put the raspy one in, and then I can gobble.
Generally,
well
as a rule, though, the raspier one is the older hen. And the higher pitched one would be the younger one. Right?
Yeah, or just if you're high pitched, you're trying to get the attention of maybe like a young hen trying to get the attention of a gobbler from far away, or the raspier one just has some age on her. So yeah.
How far? Now you mentioned you guys do these guided hunts in Ohio. I'm sure you don't have the kind of hills we have here in West Virginia in that part of Ohio, right?
Yeah, we're at the foothills of the Appalachian.
Because here in West Virginia, particularly after the leaves are on, it's hard to hear at the bottom of the holler.
It is.
How is it when you got flatter land and you all hunt there and you're looking out over an open field? So as far as getting them to hear you.
So we definitely still hunt the Appalachia where we're at in Hocking County, Hocking Hills. We have some pretty steep hills, but when we're talking about an open field, everything sounds further than what it really is. Mm-hmm. So when you're talking 200-300 yards, you hear a turkey, they're like, man, that's a mile away. But then you walk around that bend 120 yards, you're busting that bird. So everything sounds further than what it really is.
Which is kind of the way it is here in West Virginia. You'll be on top of a ridge, you'll hear one gobble, but he may be 3 ridges over, and as soon as he goes down in that holler, you think you lost him. He's still gobbling, but you can't hear him.
Exactly. Especially when you get that foliage on, man.
Exactly.
When you get the foliage on and all these leaves are on, and it depends on what type of trees also. But
the way I like to describe that is if you ever have taken all the towels out of your bathroom and you walk in there, you almost hear an echo when you talk.
Correct.
But then when you hang the shower curtain and you hang towels on all the racks, suddenly the whole ambiance and the whole sound of the place changes.
Correct.
This is totally Kevin Nicholas's territory. We're talking about sound. Our sound engineer knows exactly what I'm talking about. But that's exactly the effect that the woods have when you get, as opposed to early season where there aren't a lot of leaves, and late season where the leaves are on.
Correct. I'm a big fan of the foliage when it comes on late season. You get away with a lot more with cover. The turkeys can't see you on the roost as far, and I want to get as close as I can when they're roosting as I can. So when they fly down, I don't want them to be on the ground very long before they're coming into range.
Ohio Ridge Outdoors, Chris Cook is his name. Stop by and see him and book yourself a turkey hunt for this coming spring. Good to talk to you, man. Appreciate you coming by.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming up to our booth.
Good deal. Thanks a lot. All right, we got to take a break. More to come from here at the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoors Show, a special edition of West Virginia Outdoors on WHAR.
There's nothing quite like a homemade meal from Tudor's Biscuit World. We use real buttermilk to craft our delicious biscuits, one batch at a time, and serve them with our signature platters. Here, you'll taste the freshness in every bite. From our classic breakfast sandwiches to favorites like our breakfast wraps, every meal brings a taste of simpler times. Whether it's tailgating or an office event, let Tudor's do the cooking. Visit tudorscatering.com for all your catering needs.
Geno's is spicing things up with 2 new specialty pizzas featuring our new hot honey sauce.
Our hot honey pizza is topped with red pepper flakes, sliced Italian sausage, jalapenos, and onions.
The sweet heat pizza features slices of Italian sausage, green peppers, and onions.
Both are drizzled with our signature hot honey sauce.
Hot honey, it brings the heat.
Sweet heat, the perfect balance of spice and sweet.
2 bold new flavors, available for a limited time at Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
What do I love about Marvel? How much time do you have?
Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Since 1999, the Recycling Coalition of West Virginia has been promoting effective and sustainable reduction, reuse, and recycling of materials destined for disposal here in West Virginia. We are a hub for collaboration with residents, communities, businesses, schools, universities, and government agencies. The Recycling Coalition of West Virginia and its partners sponsor interactive projects, educational lesson plans, an annual Refashion show, and our Recycling Champion Awards with cash prizes. Now we are expanding membership. For your opportunity to join us, visit wvrecycles.org. The Recycling Coalition of West Virginia. It all comes back to you.
Welcome back to West Virginia Outdoors, special edition happening here at the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. Glad to have you along. If you're listening in or if you're just coming in, hopefully you'll get an opportunity to come over here. The show is open until 7 o'clock tonight. Lots of things to see and do while you're here. Stop by and check us out. I'll be here for toward the middle of the afternoon. You can stop by and say hello. I'll be around the stage area here. That's where we're broadcasting from this morning. Appreciate you coming by. Want to say hello to Dustin Dennis from County Line Custom Tackle. How are you, brother?
Good. How you doing?
I am doing well. Are you from West Virginia or are you an Ohio guy?
West Virginia.
I got you. Whereabouts?
I live in Barrickville.
Barrickville. Okay. Well, you're locally then.
Yes, sir.
So tell me about your all's tackle line that you guys are pushing here this weekend.
Well, Trey Anderson is the owner and the bake creator, and I just help him out in the shop and to help promote and stuff. But he makes everything handmade there in the shop there just outside of Fairmont. He ties, pours, does the lead molds, the frames of the spinner baits, pours his own soft plastics. He even creates his own molds that are patent that nobody can mimic. So it's something just a little different and gets that cutting edge from maybe a store-bought brand.
I heard somebody once say everybody's got a spinnerbait and everybody's got their own idea about what makes a spinnerbait more effective. Would you agree?
Yes, there's a lot of schematics to a spinnerbait and different frames. You know, you get a soft frame for more vibration. Some guys want a heavier frame because they don't want to have to hit bending and stuff like that. We use soft frames on them. That gives it the maximum amount of vibration. Also, We use a total of 60 strands when it's folded, so you get a lot more quality skirt on the spinnerbait to give it action when you flutter it, where most companies maybe only use about 40 strands. So we put a little extra quality, and then we also wire tie the spinnerbaits and the buzzbaits instead of a rubber band, so it doesn't dry rot and snap in the heat.
Boy, that happens all the time. I'm forevermore, if I haven't used them in a while, getting the spinnerbait box out, and they're all just disintegrated down into the bottom of it because they've been there so long, and it gets hot, and then it gets cold, and it just that actually changes the molecular structure of that skirt, and you're right, it can deteriorate fast.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to the size of the blades, there's so many different choices there, and you're talking about you guys make custom tackle. You can configure those in any way people want them. I know if you're fishing at night, I mentioned this earlier, but you want something that's going to make a lot of vibration because it's going to be low visibility, so big blade, bigger thump, bigger vibration. Whereas if it's a sunny, bright day, skinnier blades?
Yes, sir. Then generally in cleaner water, you want like a willow blade, a longer, elongated blade. Maybe if it's sunny, you want a silver flash. Unless there's a little bit of stain, then you get your gold. And then to even get more custom, you can have brass blades versus more of a real shiny, gold blade and stuff like that. But yeah, in different sizes, being custom, some guys want a big blade on a small weighted bait. So you get a lot more thump on a smaller profile and stain in muddy water. That's something I actually like to do around here. So.
Yeah. What dictates whether you use a tandem blade or a single blade?
I think a lot of that is preference. I preferably like to throw a single blade if I'm running it through grass because it's
one less thing to get hung up.
Less likely to get hung up. If you listen to a lot of the pros like Kevin Van Dam, he was actually a bass biologist. If you're around a lot of shiners or perch or elongated, slender style bait profile, you want to go with a willow blade, where if you're in more of a panfish, a shad based area, you might want to go with a Colorado or an Indiana blade.
Makes a lot of sense. Certainly does. What about color?
Color, man, I like to keep it simple. White for shad, maybe a little black and blue in the stain, or a green pumpkin for a bluegill, but a lot of colors out there catch the attention of the angler to buy.
That's exactly right.
But, flake and clear water, having a little flake or something to give it that little extra detail can, I think, make a difference.
That's fantastic. And finally, what about a trailer hook? When would you say would be the better time to use a trailer hook? Or is that something you have to gauge after you've had a few bites and you may have had short strikes, and obviously that's what you need?
Being a tournament angler myself, I always try to run a trailer hook whenever possible, because that one fish that you may not have lost could make the difference. I try to use a trailer hook all the time. If you're around a lot of wood and heavy grass, you might want to refrain from it. Or if you're in a fishery like some of ours that have a lot of smaller fish, a trailer hook, a lot of times they'll slap it and not commit. That trailer hook will get that bite that you need.
I got you. All right. Well, we appreciate you coming over. Dustin Dennis, County Line Custom Tackle. Stop by and talk to him, and you can have your own debate about what's the better spinnerbait to have in your tackle box. Appreciate you coming by, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you a lot. Shifting gears now, Tiffany Singleton has joined us, and she's from Off the Leash Canine Training and has brought a friend with us.
Peanut.
Oh, Peanut. Can I pet him?
Yes, you can.
Peanut, how are you? Pick your mic up there so we can talk about Peanut here. Peanut, he's a Jack Russell, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Now, typically those are dogs that are pretty high strung, but you've got Peanut pretty calm here. Now, Peanut, you stay on your chair. I can't hold you, brother.
Place. Sit.
Now, you just told him place. My son has a dog and went to a training seminar like yours, or a school like yours, and place was sort of what they taught him too. You say place, and it goes to where you want it to lie down.
Yes, so we use place for like their dog beds, anything that is different than the ground. They have to keep all 4 feet on it until they're released. So it's great while you're trying to eat. People are in and out the door trying to get your groceries in, stuff like that. Or with your hunting dog that you are, trying to get some ducks and you need your dog to stay where they're supposed to stay and,
right.
and not, be wandering off.
I have always wondered how you do that. I guess it starts with the dog, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we can train any dog, any age, any size, any breed. But as far as they can go, good genetics is really important. But we can train anything.
How do you get them started to be obedient?
So we want to work on a relationship first. So we want to bond with the dog and make sure we establish pack drive. Then
now, what's pack drive?
Pack drive is like them looking at us like as a leader,
okay,
to follow us versus being on their own, trying to do their own thing, think independently and stuff like that. So follow the leader. So we're looking for that out of them.
So you have to be really careful about being the boss.
Yeah, in a sense.
Firm but gentle, I guess.
Firm but fair.
Firm but fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Firm but
now,
fair.
I have a Yorkie. He's an awful dog, but he's 19 years old. So, but when he was younger, he was very aggressive, particularly around my daughter, who was young at the time. He had claimed her, and if I went anywhere near her, he would just start. He would, be threatening, get up, wanting to attack me. Someone told me that I need to show him dominance, that I need to assert myself, and what they told me to do was I took my hand, put it around his neck, and I didn't squeeze it, but I pulled my fingers in, and he thought it was like somebody biting his neck. And when I held him down, I had to do that, I think, twice. And after that, I never had another problem with him. Is that, it worked for him. Does that always work?
Yeah, that is a form of doing it. If we have clients that aren't capable of doing such things, we can utilize a leash. We can start with structural changes in the house.
I'm not sure I could have done that with a German Shepherd. But.
Yes. So we'll start telling our clients, if they're being aggressive, time to kick them off the couch. Higher level, they feel like they're higher up on that totem pole. So if they're sleeping with you, they're in the alpha's den on the alpha's level.
Okay.
If they're on top of you and you pet them and you're just giving them a little endorphin high, they're like, oh yeah, we get all the free praise. We tell you when to pet us. You're an easily manipulated human. We don't have to listen to you. So we start with just the leash, and then we are famous for our off-leash obedience as well. And we utilize an e-collar, so that's how we help our clients. We guide and show direction with a leash, and then we incorporate an e-collar so that our clients, if they do have behavioral issues with their dogs, they can, well, and we don't use the e-collar just as a correction. We actually use it as a communication tool. So if we can reach out and touch a dog, they know we're talking to them up to a half mile away. And e-collars have come a long way. We use e-collar technologies. And Garmin's great for our hunting, guys.
Well, and keeping an eye on them, yeah. You can track them down when they get away.
Yep.
I remember when I was in high school, some guys brought some beagles to hunt our farm. And we didn't have very many deer, but for some reason, a deer came out that day. That beagle got on that deer, and
it corrected it.
It was so far away that we couldn't hear him anymore. He finally came back, and the guy started correcting the dog, and I was thinking to myself, that dog has no idea. He's forgotten what he did, and you're whipping him, and he doesn't understand why.
Yeah, you never want to discipline a dog when they come back to you. So that's just teaching them to not come back to you. So, they might not have listened. You have to correct them in the act. So just like if your dog goes to the bathroom on the floor, if you come home and you correct them, 3 hours later, they do it 3 hours. That's nothing. They don't know why they're being corrected. So yeah.
Well, we're just about out of time here, but I did want to give you an opportunity. How long do these sessions with a dog last, and how long before the training is over?
So we actually cover all of West Virginia. We do 1-hour lessons with our clients where we meet up in public places and potentially at their homes as well, dependent. And then we also do board and trains where they live with us in our homes, and we train them for 1 week, 2 weeks, and we have a 4-week as well, dependent on what they need. All from basic obedience to advanced and severe behavior modification.
Fantastic. Tiffany Singleton, we appreciate you coming over today.
It's
Off-Leash Canine Training. Check them out. They've got a booth here this weekend. And stop by and talk to Peanut. He is just completely taken over.
Yes.
I think he's completely comfortable here.
We are offering 10% off to anybody that mentions the Hunting and Fishing Show.
Well, fantastic. All right. It's Off the Leash Canine Training. Tiffany Singleton and her team, along with Peanut, stop by and see him. Thanks for coming over, and thanks for bringing Peanut.
Welcome.
See you, Peanut. We've got more to come after the news here from the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. I'm Chris Lawrence on WAJR.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorough.
Across the
Struggling with high school? The Mountaineer Challenge Academy in Kingwood and Montgomery provides the structure to help you succeed. You can earn your high school diploma in 22 weeks. Call us today or visit wvchallenge.org.
Second and short. Minor stands in, one-on-one, corner of the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. Fry says he caught it.
I think he did catch it. It's just a question of whether he was in bounds or not. Watch
did he
his
get
throw.
a foot in? And there's the challenge flag is out. What a catch. And he's got a foot in. He's got two in. That is a touchdown.
That might be one of the most unbelievable plays I've seen. Never mind the moment that it's in, just the fact that he caught that one-handed and got the foot down.
That second one was out, but the first one was definitely in. Right there. Control. Remember high school, this isn't pro. He doesn't have to survive the ground. I think he did anyway.
Over near that line as the pitch comes in, and it's hit to third and past Crowder. Here comes Brown. She will score. The ball rattling around in the corner, and Masoner is at second, makes a long turn. Greenfield got it in. She threw it over the head of the cutoff man, but the third baseman Crowder was there to back it up. RBI double off the bat of Olivia Masoner, and University takes a 1-0 lead.
Just right inside that chalk line down the left field side. Nice try by Carly Crowder, but no way she was going to get that ball. It was hit hard by Olivia Masoner. A double scores our first run of the ball game.
Masoner moved up in the order for this contest. She was bumped up from 5 to 3, and that decision pays off for University as Masoner comes to the plate with a runner on in the third, and she delivers a run-scoring base hit.
Thomas. Morgantown down 2. Izzy Everett ties it at 28.
His first basket of the day, Tony.
Spring Mills has 2 timeouts remaining.
I think you got to take one right here. So far, Luke Sample's letting them play.
They're going to go for a state championship. We're going to overtime. Second title game here today will go to overtime as the shot from outside does not find the mark. Locked at 28 apiece.
Brodegard to the plate. This is on the ground to the shortstop. Hatfield will take it to second himself. And the Wheeling Central Maroon Knights celebrates a Class AA state championship. The dog pile is on. Final score, Wheeling Central 7, Philip Barber nothing. A masterful pitching performance by Stephen Brodegard this afternoon. I think he was on the bottom of that dog pile, as a matter of fact.
St. Patrick's Day isn't until Monday, right? But the luck and skill of the Irish today to start this championship Saturday.
And we are about to get the 2025 high school football season underway from Pony Lewis Field here in Morgantown. A Quad A matchup. Of course, last year there were just 16 Quad A teams, so every single team in the classification made the playoffs. This year it's expanded slightly. But still, you have some work to do to get into the playoffs. And we are set to go as the talcum powder flies can see it in the top right-hand corner of your screen from the Morgantown High student section, which is packed tonight. And here we go, Sisk on the run-up. It is a short kickoff taken by one of the up men at the 19-yard line.
AccuWeather forecast. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
On WHAR, this is a special edition of West Virginia Outdoors, live from the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show at Mylan Park. The Outdoor Sports Show is underway. It's going until 7 o'clock tonight. Let's head to the stage for the special presentation of West Virginia Outdoors, live on WHAR. Here is your host, Chris Lawrence.
Thank you, Kyle Wiggs. Welcome back. One more hour to go here at the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show on the radio here on WHAR. But the show itself, as Kyle mentioned, runs until 7 o'clock tonight, and then it has hours tomorrow from 9 until 4. So if for some reason you can't make it today, you can come tomorrow. But why not come both days? Exactly. I hope you get an opportunity to swing by here. I'll be here after the show is over for a little while, and I'd love to talk to all of you that listen on Saturday morning. It's really gratifying to talk to you folks that listen every Saturday. Also want to mention on Metro News that Tuesday we begin coverage of the Girls State High School basketball tournament from the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. You can get all of the games on Metro News Radio and Metro News TV app. You can follow along as well at WVMetroNews.com. So that gets started on Tuesday. The girls the first week, and then the following week will be the boys tournament. So hope you'll be able to tune into Metro News to get coverage of the high school basketball in West Virginia. But today we're talking hunting and fishing here at the show. And a longtime friend of mine and a longtime friend of every show is Smokey from Smokey's Deer Lures. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. Really glad to be home here in my home state of West Virginia. Do a lot of traveling, but I love West Virginia.
You are from Weirton, West Virginia, a proud graduate of Weirton Steel.
Yeah, New Cumberland. I live outside New Cumberland. I graduated from Weirton Steel, and then sadly to say, it's not much here anymore.
Not what it was for sure.
Not back in the heyday.
But
it was
but nevertheless, you have transitioned into these deer lures, and I think that the one you're best known for is that orbital gland lure. That's the one that sort of made your mark, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one that all kind of got started with, pre-orbital gland lure. And being exorbitant growing up in the hills of West Virginia, I seen how these bucks would go to these licking branches, and that's that branch above the scrape. Everybody thought all the interest was actually in the dirt scrape where they urinate in, but it was not. It was a licking branch where they'd get their inventory. And the amazing thing about the pre-orbital gland lure is they would keep track of themselves all year round, and that's what people didn't see back in the day. And once I brought that attention, Jim Riggle, he's here with us today.
Timber Jim.
Timber Jim, he killed the biggest buck was ever killed in Forest, Pennsylvania. I introduced it to him and showed him pretty much how to use it, and he is an absolute master at using this product today. If anybody out there does not know about it or have never used it, come. When we go to these shows, we're here to teach and do seminars and do everything we can help somebody to be successful when we're at your shows. And, thank God we have promoters today, and we have vendors today, and we have speakers, because it all works so much in conjunction together today with the public.
So what you're telling me about this pre-orbital gland lure is, for so often we've thought the urine was the marker and the communication post. Not at all. It's the other end of the deer that we should be worried about or be thinking about.
Yeah, it's the gland lures. Once that licking branch is, and they from the pre-orbital gland lure, and they apply it's an oily substance gland, and they apply a little minute amount on there, which they smell 1,000 times better than us. So what we can't hardly smell or just faintly smell, it's like, whoa, it's on top of us here. The smell.
Dip your wick into that and hang it in a tree. Create your own signpost.
Well, what we do is with a licking branch is we can create our own too. We can make a mock licking branch. We can take a white oak or maple, works the best for us in this part of the country. And, you know, crush it, wear rubber boots, rubber gloves. Surgical gloves is what I use a lot. You know, you crush it, you can, I would take one and cut it off and put it in a feed sack and move it someplace else when I was younger. And I knew if I could move the licking branch, I could attract and move a buck too. So guys that are trophy hunters, this is like an ace in a hole for them in their bag of tricks to kill a big buck.
Yeah. Smokey's Deer Lures. Stop by and see him. He's got a whole array of scents back there that you can use not only for big buck hunting, but I mean, if you're a trapper, you got great cover scents, you got attractants, lots of stuff back there, and lots of science that goes into it. And you make all of these in your kitchen, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure your wife loves that. Remind me not to go to dinner at your house.
Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't be good to break open on the stove. And hey, what's in the refrigerator?
Smokey, it's always good to see you, brother.
Oh, you too, brother. It'll all be good to hear. Hey, everybody come out to the show. It's a fantastic show. Come out to the West Virginia Hunting Fishing Show here in Morgantown, West Virginia.
Thank you, Smokey. That's Smokey from Smokey's Deer Lures. Shifting gears now, Dave Dunbar is with Hoffman Lures. And how you doing, Dave?
I'm good, and yourself?
I am well. I got to know you a few years ago when you came to the show here, but now Hoffman Lures is a name that goes way back in the fishing industry, but you're not the originator, correct?
That is correct. We purchased Hoffman's in 2018.
And tell me about the history of the product.
Hoffman's has been around, next year will be 75 years.
Wow.
It was created by Jack and Frizz Hoffman. Kind of known for a real small spoon. It was a fly rod spoon, first produced in 1951. We still make that same spoon with the original press and the original
How
die
about
from the
that?
early 50s.
Wow.
Yeah. It's we've modified it a little bit, but not very much.
Yeah, well, it's hard to improve on perfection.
Yeah, if it's the saying, if it's not broke, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Now, how many different varieties of lures do you guys have over there for sale?
We have over 260 SKUs that we sell, whether that's just a different color variation, but we range in size from spoons that weigh 1/32 up to a 1/4 ounce, and same with our spinners, from 1/32 the whole way up to a 1/2 ounce.
So these aren't necessarily, although you do make the very minute ones, they're not necessarily just trout lures. I mean, they're for all kinds of fishing.
Correct. We have a lot of guys, pike fishermen, steelhead, salmon guys as well.
Wow. Now, how big of a lure do you have for that?
You get up into the 1/2 ounce.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, you all are based in Pennsylvania?
We are. We're based out of Greenville, Pennsylvania, which is about 50 miles north of Pittsburgh.
Still a family operation, family run?
It is. I mean, my wife sits around and split rings in the evening. My in-laws are over there. It's definitely family.
That is tremendous. Now, how often do you get to go out and do a little R&D on your own on this stuff?
Not as much as I'd like.
Not nearly enough.
Hopefully this week I'll get my first trip out.
Oh, I tell you what, the weather that we've had here this week, I have definitely been wanting to get out there myself because it doesn't take long for that water to start heating up, and that's when the big ones get active.
Yeah, absolutely. The season's, I think, just kicked in down here because the ice is coming off everything, and it's about the same in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I mean, we hit 80 degrees a couple of days this week, so yeah. Unfortunately, the grass is going to start growing. I'm going to have to get the lawnmower out too. There's always give and take with every situation, I suppose.
Yep, absolutely.
So, and you've got all your lures there for sale. If there's something that people are looking for that you don't have, do you all can you get them, or do you make? Do you how often do you work with the public on ideas for lures?
We stay pretty involved in, whether it's social media or just phone calls. I get phone calls from all over the country, and talk to people, learn a lot from them as well and what they're looking for. But we're available online. You can walk in Bass Pro and Cabela's and find us as well.
Wow, that's a lot of lures to fill those orders.
It is. It keeps us busy, especially this time of year.
I would say so. Well, it's good to see you here. I know we saw you in Charleston. It's always great to catch up with you guys. You've got a fantastic company with a wonderful story and a great history. Keep up the good work, man.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right, Dave Dunbar with Hoffman Lures here at the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. We got to take a break, but we've got much more to come. Stay with us. Special edition of West Virginia Outdoors here on WAJR.
Hey, thanks.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Basketball season is rolling, baby. Tony here, and I'm feeling the groove.
Brad here checking in, and when the hoops are flying, it's full court fun at Gomart.
That's right, the Groovy Hoops promotion is on now. Take your shot to earn bonus reward points and tokens when you purchase one of 6 specially marked items.
Collect all 6 tokens for an additional 2,000 points. Sign up for Gomart Rewards and watch your points soar like a slam dunk in platform shoes.
Go to Gomart.com or check the app for all the details. Stay groovy.
On the next State of Minds.
I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
Special edition on WAJR. We're at the Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show here at Mylan Park. Hopefully you'll get an opportunity to come over and visit with us this afternoon because we're here until 7 o'clock for the show. I'm going to be on the air until noon, but then I'll be hanging around. So everybody that listens, love to get an opportunity to say hi and talk to you and get to know where you're from and what you like to do. We continue to interview a lot of the people here that are exhibitors at the Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. And one of them really intrigued me. It's Doug Chronister. Did I say that right?
Correct.
I appreciate you being here. It's called the Rack and Stick. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Tell me about the Rack and Stick.
Well, the Rack and Stick is a multi-function hunting tool. The only hunting tool of its kind on the market right now. So my tool can take you from shooting your deer to gutting your deer to dragging your deer, even hanging your deer for quartering and skinning.
And it's just a walking stick, too.
It can be a walking stick as well.
Yeah. Tell me how you got started with these.
Well,
lay it up there on the table so we can see it there. There we go.
Yep. So how I got started with this, about 15 years ago, I was out in Colorado elk hunting. And the elk that I killed died in sagebrush. It was second season, it was hot, there was flies everywhere, it took me forever. And I'm like, I'm not going through this again. So took me about a year development, and I came up with my first prototype. So I could skin and quarter an elk myself. Well, I come up with the prototype. Took me another 7 years to kill an elk. Yeah, exactly. Average is 9, so I was doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So I went out to Wyoming. I shot my elk off my prototype at 330 yards, and then I skinned and quartered my elk as well. So after that, saved up a little bit of money, went through a couple first generation, and now I have what I have now, the Rack and XL, and also have one for the saddle hunters called the Rack and SS.
If I could describe it on the radio, it's a metal rod, but it has sections that telescope into one another, so it can be shorter or longer, no matter how much you need it. It's got metal hooks, or not hooks, but U's on the end that you could set the forestock of your rifle in.
Correct.
Use it for a rest.
Yes.
And you were telling me too that it has the strength that you can stretch it out and use it for a gambrel to hang your deer up in a
Correct.
tree or something, or your elk or whatever.
Correct. So both
Is it
ends-
strong enough to hold an elk that way?
Yes. No.
Wow.
As far as holding as a gambrel, no. But what you do is when you collapse it down, you actually ended up with 3 layers of aluminum.
Okay.
And what you do is you have it at the 21-inch length, and then you attach your eyelets. So you're super strong here, super strong there.
I got you.
Even my smaller one, the SS, we hung a 375-pound hog, and the gentleman's in the booth with me this year. They butchered hogs, and they hung 450-pound hogs off the gambrel ring.
Wow, how about that?
Yes.
Yeah, and by telescoping it that way, you can carry it in your pack if you need to, if you don't want to use it as a walking stick.
Correct. I have pack clamps. I have stand clamps to connect it right to the tree stands. The thing that's unique about my product is it actually has a shock absorber in it.
Okay, I see that in the top there. What's the difference? What difference does that make?
Okay, so the big difference with the shock absorber, if you use a static product, it doesn't want to lock in.
Okay.
Okay, when you use this on your hip, which is basically how it's designed to be used, if you use a regular monopod and you put it on the ground, you have one point of contact.
Right.
Okay, when you mount this in your hip, I did 20 years in the military, and they teach you to shoot with 3 points of contact.
Mm-hmm.
This gives you a triangulation with 3 points of contact.
Okay.
Yep. And what happens is when you engage the shock absorber that's in there, once it's on the weapon, it locks everything right in.
I can see how that would make a big difference then.
Yes, sir.
And is that you on the end of it there? Is that big enough for any stock of rifle?
Correct, it is. And the difference is it doesn't actually go. The stock does not ride like this in there.
Uh-huh.
It sits on an angle like this. So all you have your front sling mount that hits right here.
Okay.
And that's what locks you in.
Okay.
I also have another attachment if you want to keep it permanently connected. I actually have 2 of them. You screw it into the end. This is a modular hunting tool, so there's so much you can do with it. You screw that pick mount in and attach right to a pick mount on your rifle.
Right.
And that way it's locked in, and I can bang steel, 8-inch steel out to 500 yards without an issue.
Now, for a guy like me, I'm going to need a longer one to rest on. Shorter guy might need a shorter one. I know it's adjustable, but how big do they go? How big can you make that?
43 inches. I also have a new I got some feedback from the customers at the Harrisburg show, and I actually made an extension for it, so you can use it as a walking stick and shoot standing up.
How about that?
The way this is designed right now, it's excellent for turkey hunting. It's excellent for deer hunting. I have a tree stand, blind hunting, you name it.
Yeah, and you can fight off a bear if he happens to attack you. There's
Correct.
always that.
There is always that.
Doug Chronister, the Rack and Stick is the name of it. He's selling them here this weekend. Stop by and talk to him about it, and he'll give you a full in-person demonstration about the many things that can be done with that particular tool that came from your engineering brain.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you coming by, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Doug Chronister there with the Rack and Stick. Shifting gears now as we continue to have conversations here on West Virginia Outdoors. And, yeah, go ahead and pick the mic up there. Want to welcome, it's Gordon Collison, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Gordon Collison with Millennial Outdoors Turkey Calls. Now, you brought an array of calls here with us. Do you make all these yourself?
Yes, all my calls are handmade in Powhatan, Virginia, in my workshop.
So how did you get into this?
Well, probably about when I was 10. I've always enjoyed woodworking and you know, making things with my hands. About when I was 10, my dad bought me a turkey call, and it kind of just interested me, the sounds that it make and how to do it and everything. Fast forward, 20-some years, and I noticed there was a need for a certain sound that I was looking for that I couldn't find. So I just started developing turkey calls that way.
Much like the guy that was here a minute ago makes the custom tackle, I told him, everybody's got a spinnerbait and everybody's got their idea of what the perfect one is. Is that kind of how it is with turkey calls as well?
Yeah, everybody does have a spinnerbait, just like turkey calls. All of them make different sounds. It's really the customer, if they're looking for a specific sound, or they'll go through and I just have them try them all out. I'll tell you the big difference with mine is I tell people I designed mine to kill turkeys with double spurs and triple beards. Okay.
I like
Nobody
that.
else out there has a turkey call that can do that. So.
I got you. Well, I'll tell you what, give me your microphone here, and you grab one of those up and tell us a little bit about what you're running here for us, whichever one you want to start with.
All right, so this is my ceramic. And all my turkey calls, they come with 2 strikers, so you can use them in the rain. I'll demonstrate it with my hickory striker first. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some water on my call. And this is a pot call that I'm using.
I can testify you just poured a cap full of water onto the pot call. And now what's the striker material?
So the striker, it's a hickory striker with a carbon tip on the end of it. I
Okay.
call it my hickory carbon striker.
Okay.
All weather.
How about that?
And the reason I designed it that way is because I noticed with other carbon strikers, I would have a bird come in, a gobbler coming in, and I would switch. It's like start drizzling and raining a little bit. I'll switch over to the carbon striker, and it just sounded totally different. The gobbler would shut up. I'd never see him again.
Okay.
So what I try to do is I try to design all the strikers to where they sound exactly the same. So if I'm using a hickory or if I use the carbon on the dry call, it's going to sound the same as if it's raining and wet.
Tell me about the little one you've got there. That looks like a slate call as well.
So I designed this to hang in my rearview mirror, almost like a decoration. But I made it so that it's a slate on the end of it, and it does make a sound, and it does sound. I think it will call a turkey, and I haven't proven that yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to this year.
But it's considerably smaller. It's probably the size of a $50 50-cent piece.
That's right. It's my Millennial Micro Mini, or some people call it the Little Clucker.
Very nice. Well, that's interesting. Back to the pot call that you were hitting there a moment ago that got wet. What is that made of?
So that's it's a cherry pot call, and it's ceramic over glass.
Ceramic over glass.
I make all of them. I make ceramic, glass, slate, crystal.
Where do you get that material from? Do you buy it in bulk, or are there distributors that have that sort of thing, or how do you get it?
There's a couple distributors in the U.S. that you can buy it, and I buy it in bulk.
Okay, and then you build the pots yourself, just working in your shop?
Yes, sir. Yep, I hand make all the pots myself.
Now,
and my son helps as well.
Is this your full-time job?
I wish it was.
That's everybody's goal, is to do this. What do you do for a living?
I work for the government.
Okay.
I'm logistics, quality assurance logistics for the government.
Well, no wonder you wish that this was your full-time job. And you're located in Powhatan, Virginia?
Powhatan, Virginia.
Powhatan, Virginia. I'm from the other end of that state. So, and now I have moved to the best Virginia. So that's where I live now.
That's right, yeah.
Good to see you, man. Stop by and see him. Gordon Collison with Millennial Outdoor Turkey Calls. Good to meet you. Appreciate you coming to the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right.
Great show. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We got more to come here from the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. It's the admission price to get in today. $12 at the door for adults. 6 to 12 get in for $5, and under 6 get in free. And also the hours, like I said, till 7 tonight, and then tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you want to come by, we'd love to see you. Stop by and see us. We got more to come in a moment after this special edition of West Virginia Outdoors on WAJR.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Calva Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Calva, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
Fall tournament, 9 a.m. on Thursday. Morgantown against Cabell Midland, 1 o'clock on Thursday. University at Parkersburg, here on WAJO.
Welcome back to Mylan Park. Chris Lawrence with you, a special edition of West Virginia Outdoors here at the Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. We're going to be on the air for about another half hour here, but the show is open until 7 o'clock tonight, so you need to come out. 200 vendors under 100,000 square feet of space. There's plenty to see and do, particularly if you're a hunter or fisherman or just enjoy the outdoors. You can come in here, and I'm sure they're going to have something that you're looking for. My next guest, every time that I go to an event, I hear, "Hey, radio man." Well, here's my lure man, Darren Elder. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm fine.
Darren Elder with Ketchum Lures. You have been doing this as long as I've been alive, I believe.
Since 1992.
Wow, that's not quite as long as I've been alive, but that's a long time. How did you get started doing this?
Well, a lot of the stuff we made, I was using it myself, and we started out in little old hand molds and stuff, and I've figured out really quick that I couldn't make it fast enough that way, so we bought centrifugal casting machines, and now I can really turn it out.
Wow, that's awesome. So, Ketchum Lures, I mean, do you design all these yourself just from your experiences fishing?
My claim to fame, so to speak, is I can take anything made out of lead and make a mold and pour it for you.
How about that?
I learned how to make the molds, and it's a process, and it's a learning process. Believe me, I threw away a bunch of them in the beginning, but now I'm pretty good at it.
So you make actually the jig heads. You pour the mold and have the hook in the mold?
Certainly do. And some of the molds we run, like on lead heads, I pour as many as 42 at a time.
How about that? Where do you get to the lead from?
Most of mine comes out of Overland Lead Supply in St. Louis, Missouri. I'll go out there and pick it up about 1,000 pounds at a time.
Now, is this your main job?
Well, it was. I'm supposed to. I'm sort of like I'm supposed to be retired now, but I'm not.
You're one of these guys. You've probably got a whole building full of tackle, don't you?
I've got 2 buildings.
2 buildings full of tackle. Do you even have to pour molds anymore? I mean, have you got enough inventory to last for the rest of your life?
When it comes to plastic, I probably do.
How many would you estimate? How many packs of Ketchum Lures would you estimate you've sold?
Well, I can tell you at the height, like back in the, let's say the late 90s, I was pouring over 250,000 lead heads a year.
How about that?
That's what I was running. So I tell everybody I've easily poured over 1 million. To be honest with you, I don't know how many.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can count that high. Now, when you say lead heads, lead head is sort of a generic term. There's all different configurations. There's football jigs. There's the shaky heads. All of this. What is the difference in each of those? Because there's a lot of nuance to that.
Well, they all got a different aspect, so to speak. Like the shaky heads, they're more or less weedless. But the lead head is probably the most basic fishing lure that was ever designed. And then we started making a jig called the BB jig, and it took off, and you wouldn't believe how many of them we sell.
Really?
Oh.
Really? Do people still, and I don't hear people talking about this nearly as much, do people still fish the Carolina rig the way we did back in the day?
Yep. In lakes, it's still, you go down south, very big.
You never hear anybody talking about that anymore, though.
Well, so many guys now have went to doing what they call drop shot.
Right.
Which is it's sort of a different aspect of Carolina rigging. I guess they like doing it better. Personally, I like Carolina.
I do too, yeah. The drop shot, you're actually hooking the bait right to the line, and then your lead is on the terminal end of it, whereas the Carolina rig, you've got the lead and then another leader coming off for however many feet of that leader you want to use, and it sort of floats up while your sinker's dragging along the bottom.
Yeah, and the one thing about drop shotting is where your bait's above the lead, you can feel the bites a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know, on the Carolina rig, sometimes you don't feel it so quite.
I've caught a few on drop shots, but I've not mastered it. I mean, it took me forever to figure out how to use a Carolina rig, and then suddenly they changed the game, and I got to learn something else.
Yeah,
I'm not good at learning new things.
I just like dragging a jig around myself. That's how I fish 90% of the time.
Yeah. Now, do you make the jigs that have the weed guards on them as well?
That's probably our biggest selling.
Yeah. And how many different sizes of those do you have?
About 6.
Do you?
Yeah, from 1/8 ounce up to 1 ounce.
Do you paint them as well, or do you just sell them straight lead?
Nope, I do it all.
Yeah.
I pour it, paint it, clean it, put the skirt on it, you name it.
Wow, how about that?
From start to finish.
Do you? Well, I lost my train of thought there. Oh, do you pour the heads for like a spinnerbait and things like that?
Yep, we do that too. You can sling. It's called slinging, but you can do all that stuff in centrifugal casting machines. And like spinner baits and stuff, they pour 8 at a time.
So you have your setup in Charleston, right?
Yeah, up there where I live in St. Albans, yeah.
Yeah, so and you make all these right in your shop.
Yep, I still make all the molds myself.
Wow. Now, is this what you did before you retired?
Yeah. I guess.
So you've just been making lures your whole life? You didn't do anything else?
No, actually, I was a bread man for about 15 years.
A what?
A bread man. I worked for a company up in Parkersburg.
Oh, okay. Delivering bread to stores around. Okay.
And I decided that was work, and I didn't like that. This is a whole lot more fun.
Yeah. And how many of these shows do you attend a year? I know that you get around the country pretty often, don't you?
Like this year, I'm doing 15.
Yeah.
And I do them from clear down in the Carolinas, Virginia, all over Ohio, one in Pennsylvania, you name it. I sort of book them each weekend. Like this weekend in particular, we're doing 2. I'm up here. My son's in Oak Hill, Ohio right now.
So many people have all these plastic lures. What sets Ketchum apart from other people's in your mind? I mean, how do you justify somebody should buy yours instead of buying that guy's over there?
Well, we always packaged them up in 50 counts and sold them really cheap. So that format sort of worked for me, let's just put it that way.
So you get a whole lot more for the same money.
Oh, yeah.
How durable are they?
They're about like all plastic baits. You get 2 or 3 fish on them.
Yeah, well, some of them are like that, and some of them, one fish, you're having to change it out.
If you're using Senkos, yeah. Or Kitex, they're one fish.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So a lot of this stuff, though, is stuff you developed just through fishing and learned it on your own.
Yeah, and I had a guy we worked with down in Georgia that built our plastic molds. I didn't build them because they're all cut out of aluminum.
Yeah. Well, man, it's interesting. I'm amazed I've never had you on the show to talk about this. I had no idea that you had all this going on.
Well, you need to come up sometime, and we'll run the machine. You can see how it's actually done.
I actually do that. In fact, I think I probably ought to come up there and do a whole full expose on it so people can see what you do. That's really cool.
It's different.
And the most important piece of equipment in your shop is the radio.
Well, as I've told you many times before, I listen to you every morning.
You make comments that let me know that you're not just blowing smoke when you say that. You will nuance things that I said 14 years ago, and I'll be like, how in the world did he hear that? But you're right. I think you listen constantly, don't you?
Every day.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And I still listen to, well, what used to be Hoppy Show, but it's Dave and them now.
Dave and TJ.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's good to see you, Darren.
All right, Chris. Thank you.
All right. Lure man, Darren Elder with Ketchum Lures. Shift gears now. Chris Ashley's with Tacticam. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. That's an act to follow.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Tacticam products. I mean, if you hunt, you've heard of them.
Yes, sir.
Obviously.
Yep.
And I guess, and I would think for the limited amount of use that I have used trail cameras for, they're probably the top brand. They're the high-end brand, I would think.
I think they're one of the best cameras out there on the market.
What sets them apart from others?
I think for Tacticam, one of the big things is, or if you list a few things, is image quality, their pricing standpoint, and also to their customer support.
Most guys that use game cameras, they don't buy just one. They buy a dozen.
Yeah.
And they put an array of them out over whatever territory they're hunting. And you really, and I think what we have learned over time, because it's probably been the last 10 to 20 years that these have really become a tool that hunters can use effectively, we've learned how to use those to pattern deer in a big way.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and I wouldn't limit it to just deer as well. To me, I would sit there and say for deer, turkey, you know, a lot of people use it just for general game management or monitoring. But yeah, for deer, for me, and that's the same way with you and I talked earlier, it can be a huge asset, a tool in the toolbox for being able to pattern deer for sure.
Exactly. I think, too, that it reached a different level, too, when we started having cell cameras.
Yeah.
When you were able to instantly know when that big buck was at your stand, especially when you weren't there and should have been.
Oh, yeah. Game changer.
It makes people cry.
Oh, yeah.
You can see a grown man cry as he looks at his phone.
Oh, yeah, it's the evil of two things. You know, you can love it or you can hate it. It's sitting there showing you while you're at work where you should have been or other stand you should have been in.
I don't know if you heard this story. I had him on a couple of weeks ago on West Virginia Outdoors. He was he had this buck that he had patterned, and he had it down, but he had promised his wife he would go to Louisville to see Lights Under Louisville, the Christmas lights. Yeah. He's in Lexington, and his phone goes off, and right on time, 9 o'clock in the morning, there's that buck at his stand, and he's in Lexington.
Yep.
Grown man cry.
Yep.
Right there.
It can work that way.
Yeah. It worked out. He finally got the buck, though, but that's exactly how it works. Talk to me about Tacticam. I know that they've got new equipment out. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so they've got really in their lineup, they've got 3 other new cameras, which is the 3.0, the 3.0 Pro, and the Ultra. And then they've got the different price ranges and, of course, different features. So if you do like the basic 3.0 with it, you're not going to get the LCD screen. You're also going to get what you do get with it is none of them do you have to have an SD card, but you also do have built-in internal memory. With it, you go with the low glow version, also with the 3.0. But if you step up to like the 3.0 Pro, you'll get a 2-inch LCD screen. So, you know, setup and everything, aiming is all right there on the screen that you get. Also with that version, you're going to get the no glow feature. You also get on-demand requests for video modes. All these both have GPS. But when you step it up to the Ultra, that's kind of getting the best of both worlds. So with it, you get more internal memory. You're also getting the 2-inch LCD screen. You're also going ahead being able to do live viewing. What I kind of compare to is like almost like a security camera. You can go ahead and go active and be able to see what it's actually seeing out live in the field at the time.
And these aren't still cameras. I mean, these are video, right?
Right. They do photo or they can do photo video. And that's also, too, one of the last things with the Ultra that's a benefit with it is you get the option of what's the 3.0 and the 3.0 Pro of you can choose to do low glow or no glow.
Now, what's the difference? You mentioned that no glow and low glow. What is the advantage of that?
So, like, a lot of people would maybe feel that maybe a deer might get spooked if it sees any kind of light, any kind of flash. So in that feature, you might do more of a no glow, which is you'll never see any kind of visual indication that it's actually videoing or photoing. However, let's say if you're set up on like a big field, something more of a larger area where you really want to get that cast out, you can go ahead and do the low glow. So it will have a little pulse, a little bit of signature of light, but you're able to get a larger spread, I'll say, or visual out in the area.
Yeah.
So it's giving you that feature for whichever kind of application you might want to use it for.
So many of these get used in areas that have a lot of bear, and bear can really destroy one.
Yep.
Has there been any effort on Tacticam, or really anybody's part, to try and beef these up to where they can become not necessarily bear-proof, but can at least withstand a bear wrestling it around?
Yeah, so Tacticam offers like bear boxes.
Right.
So you can go ahead and drop the cameras in. They'll also offer like chew-proof cables. And again, that's all about trying to beef them up to make them be more resilient to whether it's raccoons climbing on it or what have you. And that's also one of the redesigns that they've done with their antenna system so that it actually articulates in 2 directions so that it's more I'll say robust and less prone to breaking off and snapping off, which, you know, working at the Cabela's in West Virginia during one of the shows there, how many people came in going, I need a replacement antenna because my bears are snapping them all off.
Right, exactly. And that you mentioned it had a GPS figure, so when the bear drags it off to wherever it's gonna, you can actually go find it.
Yeah, so all of them have a GPS feature. However, with the Ultra, it has what they call active GPS. So this is not necessarily a bear situation, but if someone removes the battery
the
pack,
jackleg takes it and hauls it off to his house.
So, you know, the other two, as soon as the battery pack's removed, you lose GPS. With the Ultra, you have what's called the active GPS. So they pull it out and it runs with an internal battery for maybe up to 72 hours. So you're able to still find where it's located. It is also triggering you to let you know that it's been moved from where its location is.
Yeah, suddenly your game camera's on the move. You probably ought to go chase it down.
Yeah.
Who would do that? Why? Because even if you steal it, you don't have the code. You don't have the app. You can't use it.
Well, I know,
other than just being a jerk.
I won't argue that, and that's a lot of what people see, especially on public land.
Yeah.
Is people just trying to be a jerk. I don't want you seeing what's out there and get the intel that I have. I do know of someone, and I forget what camera it was, that the person never reset the account or tried to, and they stole it and then set it up and had themselves on camera while the person still had the active plan.
Well, exactly. I mean, you know, you look at it and all you see is like a bear's jaw.
Yeah.
Or you see some idiot reaching down to grab. I mean, that's what the thing's for. It sends that picture straight to the phone of the guy who owns it. You're not real smart.
Yeah, and I had the same thing this year. I had trespassers I caught on camera.
Right.
You know, I knew they follow my content, so I made a post that says, I've got you on camera.
Yeah.
Please stay off the property and take some stuff that you put on the property
I had
off.
the same thing. My son had some stuff stolen from where he was hunting, and it literally had the people carrying his stuff away, like it's blind and stuff. So.
Yep.
Well, Tacticam, one of the best on the market. Stop by and see Chris Ashley this weekend here at the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. Appreciate you coming by.
Yes, thank you, sir.
All right, got to take a break. We've got one final segment to go. We'll be back right here with a special edition of West Virginia Outdoors on WAJR.
There's nothing quite like a homemade meal from Tudor's Biscuit World. We use real buttermilk to craft our delicious biscuits, one batch at a time, and serve them with our signature platters. Here, you'll taste the freshness in every bite. From our classic breakfast sandwiches to favorites like our breakfast wraps, every meal brings a taste of simpler times. Whether it's tailgating or an office event, let Tudor's do the cooking. Visit tudorscatering.com for all your catering needs.
Geno's is spicing things up with 2 new specialty pizzas featuring our new hot honey sauce.
Our hot honey pizza is topped with red pepper flakes, sliced Italian sausage, jalapenos, and onions.
The sweet heat pizza features slices of Italian sausage, green peppers, and onions.
Both are drizzled with our signature hot honey sauce.
Hot honey, it brings the heat.
Sweet heat, the perfect balance of spice and sweet.
2 bold new flavors, available for a limited time at Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
I love about Marshall. How much time do you have?
1999, the Recycling Coalition of West Virginia has been promoting effective and sustainable reduction, reuse, and recycling of materials destined for disposal here in West Virginia. We are a hub for collaboration with residents, communities, businesses, schools, universities, and government agencies. The Recycling Coalition of West Virginia and its partners sponsor interactive projects, educational lesson plans, an annual Refashion show, and our Recycling Champion Awards with cash prizes. Now we are expanding membership. For your opportunity to join us, visit wvrecycles.org. The Recycling Coalition of West Virginia. It all comes
Welcome back to a special edition of West Virginia Outdoors. Got about 10 minutes left on the broadcast this morning, but we're going to have the show is open until 7 o'clock tonight and hours tomorrow are 9 until 4. So you'll get an opportunity this weekend to come over here to Mylan Park to the Ruby McQueen Events Center and check out more than 200 vendors of outdoors merchandise, guide services. Everything outdoors is here this weekend. You will really enjoy it. $12 gets you in at the door. Also, 6 to 12 is $5, and under that gets in for free. Jim Davis is with Brothers of the Woods. And Jim, how you doing, buddy?
Good, Chris. How you doing, bud?
You guys have been doing this particular, I don't know, you describe what Brothers of the Woods is. Is it a TV show? Is it an organization? What is it?
It's a little bit of both. We do 8 weeks of spring turkey hunting on TV, and then 8 weeks in the fall leading up to season.
So it's all turkey hunting?
Well, no. In the fall, we'll do deer hunts. In the springtime, we do turkey hunts.
I got it. You wanted to talk about an event that you guys have coming up. Tell me a little bit about what you got going on there.
We run a Facebook group called WV Turkey Hunters, okay? And basically what we're doing is we're promoting the youth in West Virginia. If you come to our booth, get signed up, you have a chance to win. We're giving away 4 lifetime hunting and fishing licenses, which is big because they're expensive.
Oh, yeah.
We're giving away 6 shotguns and probably close
They're not cheap either.
No. Altogether, probably $22,000 worth of prizes that we're going to give away to the kids on April the 18th on the Youth Turkey Hunting Day. On that Saturday, we'll do a spinning wheel, put all the names on there, and if your name gets drawn, then you win.
Now, do they need to be at any particular location to win this, or is it something you're going to do live on Facebook?
It will be live on the West Virginia, on the WV Turkey Hunters.
Okay.
And you do not have to be present. Once you sign up, you have a chance to win.
Yeah, because most of them are going to be hunting that day. You do realize that.
Correct. It's 17 and under.
That's fantastic. And they need to come by your all's booth here this weekend to sign up, right?
That's correct. So just stop by the booth. If they're 17 and under, it's a wonderful opportunity to have a shot at winning a lifetime hunting and fishing license.
Yeah, and those shotguns aren't bad as well.
That's exactly. I tell you what, we're giving away, if your youth shoots a turkey on opening day of the youth season, we're giving away some full turkey mounts as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if they kill it during that Saturday morning on the first day of Youth Day, we're giving away some turkey mounts.
How many of those do you have to?
I'm not sure. I know we got 2 for sure.
Okay, so if you're drawn and you do get a turkey, then you would get the taxidermy as well.
That's exactly right.
That's really cool. And I know that one of the things that you guys like to do is promote youth in the outdoors.
That's what we're all about. Our show actually airs tomorrow morning at 7:30 on WDTV, Channel 5. We have a youth hunter that's completed his single-season Grand Slam.
How about that? Yeah. How old is he?
I would guess he's about 17 now.
Okay, all right. And how long has Brothers in the Woods been on the air? How long have you been doing this?
We've been doing this since 2013. We're in our 9th season on TV.
I got you. Well, it's good to see you, brother. I've known you for many years, even before Brothers of the Woods. Do you still bass fish as much as you used to?
I sure do, but not as much as I used to, no. But when I get out, I enjoy it.
That's fantastic. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming over.
Thank you for your time.
All right, Jim Davis, Brothers of the Woods. You can stop by and see him and get your kid registered to win those great prizes. I'm telling you, a lifetime hunting and fishing license is something that they will cherish forever, because the beauty of a lifetime license is if you buy that and they're young, chances are pretty good at some point they're going to have to move away, but they can still come back in hunting season or come back on vacation and fish here, and that's good for the rest of their life. It is exactly what it says it is. It's a lifetime hunting and fishing license. Well, our final guest this morning here on the program is custom knife maker Dave Pratt with Bonds Creek Knives is with us. Dave, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. It's good to be here.
Is this your first year at the show?
It is our first year.
Tell me a little bit about your operation. You're from Pennsboro, West Virginia, right?
Yeah, we are. We are the largest production knife company that West Virginia has ever had. We put out over 5,000 knives to hunters all over the country and the world.
Wow. Do you make them right there in Pennsboro?
We are 100% all in-house knife and sheath production in Pennsboro.
Where do you find time to put out 5,000 knives?
We work real hard. You get up early, you go to bed late.
When do you ever get a chance to hunt and fish?
I don't.
How did this get started?
I'm a third-generation metal worker, and my grandfather was a sheet metal guru. So in his spare time in the shop, he would dabble around with making knives. And later in life, I was in the operators union, and work got slow, and I had a passion for hunting, I had a passion for knives, and I picked it up, and I never put it back down.
And so you need to really have a working knowledge and a good grasp on metals, metallurgical work, and the properties of different metals to do this effectively. So, and you apparently have that background.
Absolutely, yeah. My entire life has been pure metalwork.
Yeah, yeah. And it's, like you said, third generation. It's probably something that your dad and your granddad
absolutely
handed down. What was the first knife you ever made?
The first knife I ever made was, it was a small game knife made out of a common steel called 1095, and I actually, until this year, I've been hunting with it until we kind of got some new models that it picked up my interest a little more.
Have you reached a point, because I know a lot of custom knife makers, and some of them that are really good at their craft and have been around a while, suddenly they produce pieces that become collectible, and people would rather collect them than actually gut a deer with them.
Well, to be honest with you, our custom side, we haven't done that in several years just because of the volume that we produce in-house. I stepped away from what you would call the safe queen kind of knife, and I love nothing more than to see that a hunter has taken our knife out into the field and put it to work.
That's wonderful. Yeah. I bought a custom knife for my son, and he used it to gut deer forever. And then one day he finished gutting the deer, and instead of putting it in the sheath, he laid it over on a rock, got busy, got the deer home, and went, oh my God, I left my $350 knife out there in the woods. His cousin went back and actually found it, and he called me up. He goes, I'm never using this again. He goes, I was too afraid that I had lost it. And I was like, and I told him, I said, it's okay. I bought you that to gut deer with. And the stories like that one are what really give that value.
Now, we actually have a solution to that very problem.
Okay.
We have a couple models with blaze orange handles or blaze orange blades.
That would do it.
So it's much easier to find even when they're covered in blood.
Do you custom make these for people that say, I have a particular application, and you have different ideas of what they might need?
Again, we don't do much custom work, but we do have several models that covers every game that's hunted in North America.
I got you. And do you have a shop in Pennsboro, or do you have a full-size factory? I mean, what do you have there?
Yeah, we have a 2,400 square foot pure manufacturing output facility. For shopping, we do ask that you shop online at bondscreekforge.com. It's much easier because we're very busy men.
So much has been made now with the Forged in Fire series on TV. A lot of guys watch that. Is that kind of what's going on in your shop, or is it a little different?
It's a little less dramatic. We have a lot. We have a lot more CNC equipment and a lot less fireballs hitting you in the face.
Yeah, like you said, far less dramatic.
Yes.
How many do you churn out there a day?
A day between 60 and 70.
Talk about the quality control, because, I mean, a lot of times when you see an operation that puts out that many, you think, all right, that's probably something from China. It's probably junk. I got a feeling that yours isn't like that.
Yeah.
Quality has to be a big deal with what you guys do.
Well, every knife has to be milled within a certain spec, or we either toss it or re-mill it. After that, we do have a policy that everyone that works there, every employee, has to at least look at the knife once and approve it. If one person out of the 4 people that work there don't approve it, it goes back.
I got you. And I guess, are these handmade, or do you have a machine that makes them? Or
it is a mixture. For the bevels, just for the consistent accuracy, we mill them. But every knife is hand sharpened by me. They're hand heat treated, though we do use specific equipment for accurate heat treating, and they're hand assembled and hand packaged.
Good deal. Dave Pratt, Bonds Creek Knives out of Pennsboro, West Virginia. Glad you're here this weekend, man.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for sitting in for us a little bit there.
Thank you.
All right. And that is going to wrap up today's edition of West Virginia Outdoors, a special edition from here at the West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show. The show continues until 7 o'clock this evening, so you have plenty of time to come on by, and they'll be here tomorrow from 9 until 4. I'm Chris Lawrence, and I'll talk to you next Saturday morning, everybody, right here in the West Virginia Outdoors.
104.5 FM and 1440 AM WAJR Morgan.